We spent the last couple weeks just chilling out with family, doing some Jeep mods, doing some camping. We hung out a week at Lake Livingston State Park Campground in Texas. This was a really nice state park. Your dad reserved us a site right on the water. 2 sites right next to each other, so we got to do the camping thing with the grandparents and played some cornhole and had some drinks, and the kids slept over in their RV. So it was kind of cool just to do the whole camping thing with them and just kind of relax for the week.
Yeah.
From there, we went and Moochdocking in your dad's driveway for a week, so thank you, Andy. We've done this multiple times with him, so we barely fit in that driveway. Like, we were inches away from the house this time. But it's a good time for us to unload stuff that we don't want to take anymore, so it's glad to kind of pawn some stuff off. We can do extra projects and just kind of, again, just relax for a couple weeks and really just kind of chill out. We did do some Jeep mods. We put an orange sunshade on the top. We really like riding with the top off when we have a place to store it, which is a little bit of a problem when you are full-time in an RV, but the sunshade is really cool. It's orange, it maxes the accent color and keeps the sun off.
Yeah.
It can stay on when the top is on, so that's kind of cool too. So we got it from Amazon. It's made by Shadeidea. So far so good.
Yeah.
We also put some mud flaps on. These are from Rokblokz. We've already done some damage on the fenders. There seems to be a lot of rock chips.
Yeah, from our time in Boone and taking the back roads.
Yep. So we're mostly on gravel and rock roads anyway, so it was very beneficial to kind of add these on. We've been on one gravel road since. It did seem like some little small ones would get up, but we haven't used them long enough to make a decision whether they fully work or not. So by principle, you would think they would work. And they haven't fallen off after 950 miles, so there's that. We also put a skid plate on the bottom of the rear control arms on the Gladiator. If you remember from episode 40, we scraped the rear control arms on Peter's Mill Run, the Jeep Badge of Honor Trail. So we ordered some skid plate covers from Rusty's. I believe they're out of Alabama. Rusty's off-road products. They were relatively painless to put on. We did a lot of research first because there's a certain torque, certain foot-pounds that you're supposed to torque the bolt back. And so it was kind of hard to find this technical information because they don't even supply that anymore. We tried to call the dealership and they said, well, we can't tell you what that is.
Yeah, couldn't get the runaround.
Yeah, so it was actually hard to find this information, but the skid plates were easy to put on. Had Andy's help doing that, so thank you, Andy, for helping us do that. We painted them orange, so I think they turned out really good. We finally got to ride naked. That's a Jeep term for riding with the doors off and the tops off. It was an interestingly long process to take all the stuff off.
Well, and it was our first time taking the doors off, so you know, there's a learning curve with any of this. Yeah, there is. They supply you with the wrench and everything. They supply you with a neat little bucket to store all the bolts in. It's relatively intuitive to get everything off, but man, what an exhilarating ride. I'm hooked on the whole doors off thing. You can just feel the wind just whoosh. It was fun. The wind was intense, you know, because you never really get to feel the wind like that, and to have it coming in through the sides of your car, like straight in. You almost lost your hat a couple times. I tried to take my sunglasses off. Yep, it was totally cool. We had the radio up. It was just bumping. You had your foot hanging out. I see why people get those foot pegs now, because it's just a freeing feeling. And then your dad got to take the kids out for a ride too, and they did it at night. So it was just a cool experience to ride with the whole doors off and the tops off, and really looking forward to doing that more in the future. So yeah, and at the end of our 950 mile drive, we took 3 days to do it. We don't do more than 5-6 hours a day, just because when you add in multiple stops for fuel, if you add in like stops for propane or whatever else, and then you add in RV time, it just ends up making a long day. So we took several short drives to get here, so I'm kind of pooped. Yeah, I'm glad today was the last day of driving. Yeah, me too. So tomorrow morning we're headed to our friends at One Stop Custom Shop. We're going to have some cool upgrades done, and we can't wait to share more with you about that next week.